crushing defeat. Eala and Kichenok eliminate in heartbreaking Guangzhou Open Semifinal loss. The bright lights of Guangzhou shimmer with tension as the semifinals of the 2025 Guangzhou Open unfolded. What was expected to be another commanding performance by the powerhouse duo of Eala and Eala Kichenok turned into an evening of heartbreak, disbelief, and raw emotion. They had come so far, through the pressure, through the grind, through the storm. But on this night, in front of thousands of roaring fans, their journey came to an abrupt and painful halt. The scoreboard told a cruel truth. Eala and Kichenok, 6-7, 5-7. A crushing defeat that left both players speechless. Their dreams of a Guangzhou title shattered just a step away from the final. The build-up, the dream that almost was. For weeks, Eala had been on a mission. The 20-year-old Filipina had taken the tennis world by storm, not only with her singles grit, but with her newfound doubles dominance. Teaming up with Ukraine's doubles veteran Eala Kichenok was supposed to be the perfect combination. Youth and energy paired with wisdom and experience. Together, they had built momentum throughout the tournament, dispatching every opponent with poise and power. Their communication was seamless, their rhythm electric. Each match seemed to bring them closer to something special, a WTA title that could mark the next stage in Eala's rising career. The semifinal was meant to be another chapter of triumph, but the universe had other plans. The opponents, hungry and fearless. Across the net stood a young and fearless duo, Jen and Peiter, two teenagers whose names were barely known outside the junior circuit. Yet, as the week unfolded, they became the story of the tournament. Wild cards who didn't seem to understand the word pressure. They played tennis with unfiltered joy. No weight of expectation. No fear of failure. Just pure instinct and courage. And as they faced the seasoned pair of Eala and Kichenok, the entire arena could sense a brewing storm. Set 1, a battle of nerves and noise. From the first serve, the tension was palpable. Eala's opening shot cracked like thunder, an ace down the tee. The crowd roared in approval. Kichenok followed with a swift volley to secure an early break. It looked like business as usual. 3-1. Control. Calm. Confidence. But then, momentum began to tilt. Jen, seemingly unbothered by the occasion, started to paint the lines with forehands that defied logic. Peiter's anticipation at the net became a fortress. Her volleys cut through Eala's passing shots like lightning through glass. At 3-3, the crowd's cheers for the underdogs grew louder. Eala's expression hardened. She knew what was coming. Every point became a war. Every rally a test of will. When the first set went into a tiebreak, the tension broke into chaos. Eala and Kichenok fought bravely, saving 2 set points. But at 6-6, Jen unleashed a backhand return that clipped the line by a whisper. Kichenok couldn't believe it. Eala dropped her racket. Moments later, a missed volley sealed the set. 7-6 for Jen and Peiter. The stadium erupted. The second set, pain wrapped in hope. Eala and Kichenok regrouped during the changeover. There was no panic, just determination. Eala's fire reignited as she let out a battle cry after every winner. Kichenok, cool as ever, gave steady signals at the net, guiding her younger partner through the storm. They broke serve early, surging ahead 3-1. The crowd, sensing a comeback, began chanting Eala, Eala in rhythmic waves. But the teenagers refused to crumble. They responded with a break of their own, their confidence growing with each rally. At 4-4, the match turned into an emotional tug-of-war. Every game stretched to deuce. Every point felt like a final. And then came the dagger. At 5-5, Eala served to stay in the match. She led 40-15, 2 points away from safety. But Jen and Peiter refused to blink. A deep return forced an error. A reflex volley caught the tape and dropped in. Then a daring lob that floated just beyond Kichenok's reach. Deuce. The arena went silent. Eala double faulted. Break point. The next point, a blistering forehand winner from Peiter, ended it. Eala dropped her head. Kichenok bit her lip. The teens had broken at the most crucial moment. At 6-5, serving for the match, Jen didn't hesitate. 2 aces, 1 overhead smash. Then, on match point, a daring cross-court forehand sealed their fate. Game, set, match, Jen and Piter. The silence after the storm. When the final ball landed, there was no instant reaction, just silence. Eala stood frozen for a moment, staring at the court as if searching for answers. Her racket dangled loosely from her hand. Kichenok walked to her, gave her shoulder a pat, and whispered something softly, something only teammates could understand. The two walked slowly to the net. They smiled faintly as they congratulated the victors. Eala even managed a few words to the young pair. You played with heart. Keep going. Don't stop. It was pure grace and defeat. As the crowd rose for a standing ovation, tears welled in Eala's eyes. She covered her face with her towel as she walked off the court, the echoes of applause following her into the tunnel. In the locker room, the weight of what-ifs. Behind closed doors, the reality hit. For Eala, this wasn't just a loss. It was a heartbreak. She had worked tirelessly, training for hours daily, adapting her game, learning the doubles craft beside Kichenok. And now, all that effort had ended just shy of the finish line. Kichenok, the veteran, offered words of wisdom. Losses like this shape you, Alex. You learn more here than in victory. But even she couldn't hide her disappointment. They had played well, very well, but sometimes tennis is cruel. A few inches, a net cord, a missed line, and a dream vanishes. The aftermath, lessons and legacy. For Alex Eala, the loss will sting, but will also fuel her. In the days following, she was seen back on the practice courts, hitting balls under the soft morning light, sweat dripping down her face, determination etched in her eyes. Every defeat is an opportunity, she told a reporter quietly afterward. You learn, you rebuild, you come back. That's how champions are made. Nadia Kichenok, ever the mentor, called it a necessary pain. You need moments like these to evolve. They remind you why you fight. A match that meant more than a loss. What unfolded in Guangzhou wasn't just a semifinal. It was a story of growth, of emotion, of the unpredictable beauty of sport. Eala and Kichenok didn't lose because they lacked skill. They lost because their opponents played the match of their lives, and because tennis, like fate, can be mercilessly poetic. It was the kind of loss that lingers, not as a wound, but as a lesson, the kind that shapes champions. Epilogue, the light after the darkness. A few days later, Eala posted on social media, "It hurts, but I'm grateful. To my partner, my team, and all the fans, thank you. We fought with everything we had. The journey continues." Attached was a photo of her and Kichenok smiling, rackets in hand, despite the pain. Fans flooded the comments with hearts, fire emojis, and endless support. Because everyone knew Alex Eala wasn't done. This was not the end. It was the spark before her next triumph. And as the lights dimmed in Guangzhou that night, one truth remained clear. Champions are not defined by the matches they win, but by how they rise after they lose. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.